Well, Merry Christmas from here in Central Florida Power Sports in Kissimmee, Florida. What I figured I'd do real quick is to help some of you guys out who might be bike shopping a little bit like I did earlier this year, or you're just car shopping. You can kind of use this technique for anything honestly you want to. And the best way, obviously, is to shop around. And what I'll do is I'll tell you the techniques I use to personally get the best deal on the Grom here that I could, at that time in September, was the lowest I could find anywhere in the state. Now, I didn't buy it from Central Florida Power Sports. Very nice people there. I ended up buying it from, as you know, from McKibben Power Sports in Winter Haven. But I will tell you the way how I got everybody down from way up here. I had the highest bid. How's that? Out in Jacksonville, Florida, for $4,700 out the door. I had a heart attack. I'm like, it's 3,300 MSRP. Where are you coming up with this money from? Maybe from Brinks that I just passed there. So I figured we'd do a little bit of a Christmas ride here. It's fun because it's the night before Christmas Eve. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. I'll stop here in a minute and show you. But I have Christmas lights all over the Honda Grom right now on the back end. So once we get a chance to stop, I'll show it to you. And I hope everybody out here that watches this has a very Merry Christmas here in 2017. So I want to let you know how I actually got the cheapest deal possible on this Grom once we get out of traffic here. So when I bought this little Honda Grom in September of 2017, the 2018 brand new Groms had just hit the market, so everybody wanted top dollar for these suckers. Like I said, Jacksonville, Florida's dealer had one, they quoted me out the door for $4,700, and I was like, excuse me? At 3,300 MSRP, where are you coming up with this kind of stupid cash? Just stupid numbers. And I said, no. Here's what I did. Now, I did the same thing when we bought my wife's brand new Toyota Sienna minivan earlier this year. We bought my Nissan GTR, and we bought my wife's Hyundai Tucson a couple years ago. What I did is I set myself a mile radius around where I would be willing to drive to in order to buy that car if the price was right. So if I say $500, how far would I be willing to drive? And I said, I don't know, I drive 2 to 3 hours in any direction. So for me, 2 hours will get me all the way to Jacksonville. 3 hours north will get me all the way down to Miami. So I contacted every single Honda motorcycle dealer between here to Jacksonville, Miami, everywhere in Orlando, Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. Literally, we're talking 14 different dealers I wrote that I was willing to travel to if the deal was right. And I said right off the bat, I need to know your best price out the door, no questions asked. All right, support the police. All right. Snowcat would say that's a Berta truck. I've been watching him a little bit lately. Berta. I'm like, man, you never come to the South before, have you? Oh, the good old traffic on OBT. Slow as mess everywhere you go. Catch one red light, you're gonna catch every single red light after that on OBT. They are beyond broken down here. So once I contacted each and every single one, I did it through their online system. I didn't call them, I just emailed them. If they emailed me back, that's cool. If they didn't, it wasn't a big deal because I had 10 offers by the end. 4 dealers refused, it didn't even respond to the messages. So whether they look at their website, I don't know. All I know is they didn't really respond. Well, that was a red light runner. Snowcat would be loving this video today. Berta trucks, red light runners, you name it, Snowcat would be impressed. And here we go, more red lights. That's all you'll see on this road. So since we are catching every single red light and OBT here, they're all purposely linked like that, where you catch one right, you catch them all. I figured I'd go ahead and show you what the lights look like on the bike. You see them all through here, they're all really pretty. I got my brand new license plate finally in, my custom license plate. You know I can't stand anything else other than custom. But you see the little pretty lights, these are from Walmart, like $5 or $6, battery powered under there. Last year I did it with my ZX6R, but this year I decided to do it with the Grom, just to do something a little bit different. So, here we go, let's go ahead and get back to the vlog, but I really want to show you what the Christmas lights were that everybody's really enjoying when they're waving at me and stuff like that. So, here we go. Alright, now that we're off of OBT, because I can't stand how every red light is perfectly in sync. You catch one green light, and then you catch the very next red light. They're perfectly linked up, and it just annoys me. So, figure we get back on topic with the motorcycle buying experience. So after you figure out your radius, how far you're willing to drive, you then contact all your dealers, right? So I had 10 offers on the table. I would say the average for me was around 4,000 to 4,100 out the door. All right, so once I had the lowest price out of those 10 dealers, the lowest price was 3,900, I think is what it was. What I did is then I copied and pasted that dude's email, his contact, absolutely everything, back to those 10 dealers again, and I said, can anybody here beat it? Other people said, sorry, we can't go lower than $4,000, or we can't go lower than $3,900. And then, you know, I had 2 dealers say we could match $3,900, and then out of nowhere, Casey McKibben's Honda over there in Winter Haven said, if you come pick it up this afternoon, I will let it go for $3,800 out the door. And I was like, done, sold, and have a red light while you're at it as part of your deal. So what I did is I made the 45-minute drive over to Winter Haven, Florida, and I literally picked it up that day, as you guys got to see in the video. And that's honestly how I got out with the best deal. Now, in today's money, I hear you can get it cheaper, but we're at the end of December now, almost January, so prices are slowly starting to creep down again as there's not the new hot ticket item anymore. So you could probably get it for even cheaper. But at that time, that was the lowest price I could find in the state of Florida, out the door, tax tag, title, everything done with your assembly fee and all that garbage they throw in there. So it wasn't a bad deal for me, and of course I scooped it up right away. So I could tell you guys anything, do it the way I did it. I did that exact same thing with the Toyota Sienna. I wrote all the dealers. I did it with my GTR. I found GTR. I found 2 GTRs I liked and the colors I wanted anyways, and then I shopped around for other used GTRs within driving distance of that I would be willing to drive. And then I finally decided to settle on the one down there in West Palm Beach at Marino Performance Motors, which is an exotic car company, exotic car dealership right there in West Palm Beach. And that's generally how it went down. My first choice on the GTR was my blue one. And that's another thing, you might have to give up your color if you are that desperate to save another 100, 200 bucks. But me, it had to be the yellow. I wasn't gonna budge. And some people say, we got a black one or we got a gray one. And I was like, no, I only want the yellow one, and that's it. And that's just generally what it comes down to. Price, shop around. The dealers don't like it. They know what's happening, and they'll tell you that. They just don't like it. But oh well, tough titties. You're here to save money. And considering I paid $3,800 out the door and Jacksonville wanted $3,700 and change out the door, that's $1,000. Jacksonville is a 2 hour and 15-minute drive from me. If they would have offered me $3,800, I would have went all the way to Jacksonville. Casey McKibben and them hooked me up, and that's why I went and bought it from them. And they said they wouldn't be underbeat. They literally said nobody will beat us on a sale. Nobody will beat us. We are a powerhouse dealer. We don't care if we only make a couple $100 on it, max $100, $200. We will get your sale. And you know what they did? And after that, they've been so super cool with me, and that's how I did it. Anyways, guys, I really hope you like that little bit of a tutorial on how to get your Grom for the best stinking price out there. Use this tip. Email every dealer in the world. Even if you're willing to drive 3 or 4 hours like I was, you'll be good to go, and you honestly will get the best deal. I only had to wait a couple of days. We just got back from Hurricane Irma on the cruise, so a lot of places didn't even have power yet, and they were just looking to make a sale, and they said, we got one right now, we just got it in yesterday, it's yours if you come get it today. And I'm like, done. And that's just generally how it went down. So if this really helped you out in your buying experience, like I said, you can use this for any motorcycle, any car you want. Please leave it a simple thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And leave me a comment on how cheap you got your 2018 Grom, or whatever year Grom you had at the time when you did buy it. It's always good to see that stuff, even though, of course, prices fluctuate over time and stuff like that. So thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And guys, I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas no matter where you are in this world. So I'll see you later, and I'll talk to you later.